Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm really excited about today's video because I'm going to share my 50% or half completed book of Wildflower Folk. I absolutely adore this book and I am halfway through, and I thought doing a flip through would be kind of a fun idea. I really like this book. I like sharing it, and I'm pretty proud of everything I've done in here. Of course, there are going to be things that I like more than others, but overall, the quality of this book is amazing. So I was able to use a lot of different medium. So let me just get right into it. I don't know what else to say about it except for how much I love the book and how proud I am that I completed 50% of the book, and I'm looking forward to someday completing this book. Of all the books I have, this would be the one that I would really want to finish. So let's get into it. Of course, this is going to be in no particular order because I'm just going to be flipping through the pages, and I'll just tell you when I completed it. And if I remember any of the supplies, I will try to include that as well. But my memory is not that great, so, I don't know about that half. But anyway, so this page, Angel Eyes, I completed in February 2024. So this is about a year and a half ago. I do like this page. I tried something new with the background here. I don't think I've ever done it again. So I probably didn't care for it that much, or maybe I just didn't like, doing it. But yeah, so the background was something different for me. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that the hair is okay, but I think my skin came out really well. I do like the hair, I like the feathers, and I like the colors that I chose in this page. I have done this page in another book, but not in the premium book. Hopefully this is something I'm going to work on maybe next month. And this was October 2024. So this is several months ago. I did have a lot of problems with this page, hence how I ended up with this partial black background. And even after, there's a lot of alcohol marker here, but I had done something else prior to the alcohol marker, and I believe it was watercolor, and it just, I don't know what I did, but it didn't work out. And then I started using alcohol marker, and part of the way through, my black marker was starting to dry out, so I had a little trouble there. So this was a difficult page, but all in all, I think I got it to a place that I feel pretty good about it. What I love is the hair. I think the hair came out really good. What I think I could have improved were, the light source, around, like, I think I just tried putting in a little bit of white pencil and it didn't really work. So this I could have probably improved a little bit more on my light source. I'm not sure I'm that much better now. I don't do it that often, but I think I could do a little bit better than this. And I do like I think this is Jelly Roll Glaze, but this was easy to do. I just copied what was there. So yeah, so that's what I did in October 24. This is a very recent page, and I absolutely adore how she turned out. This was in July 2025. I used Prismacolor, I think, on some of it, but most of it, I think, was a watercolor base with some alcohol marker, or actually, sorry, just the background is watercolor. The skin and her clothing and the flower were a base of alcohol marker, and then I went over it with my polychromos pencils, and there is some Jelly Roll Glaze, There's some Signo gel pen, and I think there's some metallic pencil there in the eyeshadow. But I think she came out so pretty. And I am getting a lot better at my darker skin tones, which I'm really excited about. My favorite part, besides the color combinations, like the color palette, is the hair again. I think I did something a little different for me, and I really like it. This was very recent. I did this for February 2025, and this is Dreamy Faye, and I really like her as well. Again, I think the skin and the hair came out really well, but some of my favorite parts are the wings. I included a lot of stickles in there, and I do like the color combination of her hair. I don't know, maybe the background could be improved. So that's what I like the least about it, but I still think it's okay. I don't really feel like I could do a lot better right now, but I do like it, but I think I could probably work more on my backgrounds as usual. This was not even dated, so it's probably when I first got this book. This was my first attempt at darker skin tone. I don't like this skin or hair. I think I didn't have polychromos pencils here. So these were done with my Prismacolors, and I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can pull it closer to the camera. You could see how grainy the skin looks. And I just think that, you know, I tried to do a lot of layers to deepen the skin tone, and I don't think that really worked very well with Prismacolor pencils. I think my main issue is that I use Prismacolors instead of polychromos, and that created some issues for me. I tried to get the crow to be black, but didn't want to just do a solid black. So that's probably my favorite part, is the crow / raven. And again, better pencils, I think, would have gotten me a little bit better skin tone, but I think I just didn't truly understand the amount of colors you really need to put into a darker skin tone for it to look natural. But this was a really early image. It might have been one of my first in this book. This is extremely recent. I just did this last month in August, and I love this one. I love this hair color combination. I use both a combination of Caran d'Ache Luminance and Polychromos pencils. I do like especially the leaves at the top of her head, and I do like that I brought in some cool tones amongst all these warmer tones. I think that gives your eye a little bit something to rest on and to look at. So I like this page. I don't think at this point I could improve a lot more with this. So yeah, I need to just keep increasing my, portrait skills, and maybe someday it could even look better, but I'm pretty proud of this one. So one of my favorites in here. This was done sometime in 2024. This is before I really started dating, but I love this page as well. I really like the hair color, and I like that I brought in decoupage paper so that I could make her bandana look really kind of funky and more 70s looking. So I really like that. I love the purple, or I'm not sure if this is purple or pink, and the turquoise. What I could have improved is this background. This was my first attempt at doing a sort of bokeh background, and it just was so much harder than it looked when I saw other people doing it. But yeah, so it's fine because it's so light. I don't think it really detracts from the main image. This Kitty Cuddles was my second attempt at darker skin tone. This was November 2023. And I definitely improved a little by here. There's definitely some other colors in the skin tone except for browns. I think I've added quite a bit of reds in here. And I think that makes the skin look a lot more realistic. The hair was kind of tough. I didn't know how to handle very textured hair. I think I did an okay job. I think I got honestly, a little bored of trying to make all of the little darker areas versus the lighter ones. So I kind of gave up a little bit. I could probably have added more of a value difference between the lightest and the darker, but I still think it's okay. This was one of the first times, I think I tried before, but this is very early on with me trying to do fur, and I like the way it came out, especially since it was so early on. So this is from September 2024. So this is a year ago. This was a buddy color that I did. Can't remember who that was with at the moment. And I really love the colors. I really like the orange and the purple and the teal together. I really like the way I was able to make this orb look a little electric. I like the way I was able to bring the color into her hand so it gives a glow effect. So those are my favorites. I also think her lips came out pretty well. Sometimes when I'm trying to add the white highlights, they don't look natural at all. In this case, it came out okay. So I really like this page as well. This is from February 2024, so it's just a little, maybe a year and a half. And I got a lot of positive remarks on Instagram for this page. And I think it's mainly due to this lovely color palette. This for me is an extremely limited palette. I don't do this very often, but I think in this page, it really, really worked. This was from March 2024, and it was for, oh no, I didn't do this for Mermaid because that would be in May. So I did this in March. And my favorite part was, this is the first time I ever did this type of fantasy skin tone. I think I did look at Christine Karron's and use that for inspiration. I believe my colors are slightly different, but I did look to see where she put her darkest and lightest colors. So that I think turned out well. And I like her hair. I think for blonde hair that came out okay. But yeah, my favorite part is the skin. This was fairly recent, probably 9 months ago, December 2024, and I loved doing this page. I love the quality of this book. My pencils seem to come out so vibrant on this paper, and I just really loved the cape, her really very blonde hair, light blonde hair. And my favorite part is the wolf. I think the fur came out really good for me. What I don't like is how messy I am. And I dropped some red paint and whatever I did here, and I had to try to add some kind of white Posca over it to make it a little less noticeable. So the fact that I'm so messy sometimes is disheartening after you work so hard and then you have something at the bottom. Now, this is fairly recent, January 2025. This is one of the pages that I like the least, and it's this background. I don't know what I was thinking. It almost overshadows the main image. And, you know, she's the focal point, not the background. And it just kind of got messed up. This was a buddy color too, but I don't remember. I do like that I turned her into Luna from Harry Potter. So that was my favorite part, doing this little necklace. And yeah, it's just, this background is so hideous to me. I just really laugh every time I look at it. But yeah, I don't know. I should have made it a lot more subtle and a lot less like little bubbles or baubles, whatever these things are in the back. But yeah, so my first attempt at a bokeh background didn't go very well. And I haven't really tried it too many times after this. Maybe I did it one other time, and I can't really remember at the moment whether it was successful. Now this I did do for May 2025, and I like it. I just think that my color choice on the Fantasy Skin could have been a little bit more subtle. It was very hard for me to kind of blend those colors, but overall, I think it came out well. I just really wish I had done a little bit more subtle in the skin, but I love the hair. I like the tail. Yeah, so, and I did have a lot of trouble. I made some mistakes with the inside of the shell. I made it way too dark and had to save it with my, I think it's Ardex paint pens, and I think I was able to save it, so I'm happy with that. This is a page I did in July, and I absolutely love her. I think her skin came out so well. I love the hair color. Yeah, everything else, I think I copied this from Christine Karron's, like how she did the dark, I guess these are sharks, or I'm not too sure what fish these are. But I kind of used that so I could just make them more of a silhouette. But I think it really works with the page. So I'm happy with this as well. This is probably, again, not dated, so it was probably one of the first images I did. I really liked the way she came out. I liked that I got to work on someone that was older, and you know, the challenges that come with that. And I don't know, I think my favorite part is the gray hair. I think this was one of the first times that I had done gray hair, didn't really know how to do it, but I think it kind of comes through as gray hair. So this was from July 2023, and I love her too. I really like the rainbow effect that I did on the hair. That's my one of my favorite parts, but I really like how well the blue skin turned out. I think that came out really pretty. This is from, when was this one? This is July. This was September 2023. And I think she's pretty. I think she's very subtle, so there's not a lot to say about her. But I do like the hair color. It was a different kind of blonde for me. So that's always nice, you know, when you start learning different color combinations. And I like her eyes. I think they came out really pretty. I don't know about this page. I find this angle creepy. So I'm not sure. This will probably be like the last image I'm coloring in this book. Then this is sometime in 2024. I obviously didn't date it well, but I like her. This was, you know, a darker skin tone as well. I did put a lot of reds in here and some purples. So I'm definitely expanding on, you know, the undertones of darker skin color. And I think my favorite part are the feathers. I think they came out really good. And this was another buddy color, and this was from April 2025. And I think this was with Kate's Coloring Haven. So I finally remembered some buddy color. And I like this page. I did have problems with the background, didn't know what to do. I made her hair purple, then I made the background purple. I don't know what I was thinking there. Then I had to change it, and I just did a gray to try to cover up the purple. My favorite part are the wings. I like all the stickles that I put in. And obviously I could do better with the backgrounds, but I think I saved it. This is my favorite image in the book. As many images and portraits that I've done, I'm still a little intimidated with doing this one because I love this image so much. This is from June 2024, so just a little bit over a year ago. Not one of my favorites. I think I had some problems, like, I can't remember what the problems were. Whether I didn't like the colors and I had to change some of them. But yeah, I can't remember. I think I don't really love the hair. It looks too like block colored. It doesn't look like strands of hair, but I do like this kind of like tie-dye dress. I don't know how I did it. I think I just splotched on watercolors and then tried to, you know, just wet it as little as I could, but still trying to blend it together. So yeah, not too much to say about this page. Then this is April 2025, and I love this page. I think it came out so well. I think I really love the limited color palette. I like this purple orange combination. I've done it before. I really love the wings. I was able to get like a subtle color in the background, and when I put the stickles on, they do look kind of magical to me. And I do like the metallic watercolor that I put in this moon. This is from August 2024, so just about a year old. And I like this page. I think she came out kind of cool. I like my background. I did put quite a bit of water because I was trying to get some watercolor effects. And you could see there's some blooming here, but I did try, and I didn't always get successful, but I still think that the background came out really well. So that's one of my favorites. I also like the stones, and her skin tone came out really good as well. And I think I'm getting a little bit better with the eyes here. You can see that I'm putting more of the, I don't know, lines. I don't know what they're called in the irises, and I think that makes it look a little bit more realistic. This is from January 2024, and I think this might be, yeah, this is a lot of alcohol marker, and I like the subtle blonde color in her hair. I like her eye color. I think I could have done better with this background. And I think this is not alcohol marker. I think as a base, I used Neo Color 2. And this was one of the first times I used it in like a larger space. And I just could not get it to be like a smooth wash. And I did, I think 2 to 3 layers, and then got frustrated and then used, I think these are Prismacolors because with the opacity, I was able to cover up all of the, you know, imperfections in the Neo Color 2s. But I still think it worked out, and I think it looks good. This is from April 2024. I don't have a background on this one because I didn't think she really needed it. This was one of the first times I think I did, like, these were supposed to be white flowers or close to white flowers. And maybe they don't look white exactly, but I do love this cream and purple color combination though. So I think they came out really pretty. I also really love my black raspberries. And yeah, I think that came out really well. I think here I wasn't as effective with the strawberries as I was with the black raspberries, but you know, it's fine. So strawberries are something I'm still like working on. They seem very, very hard for me, and I don't know why. Now, she is one of my favorite pages of 2025 so far. I really think she's pretty. I like the darker skin tone, and in this case, as an undertone, I used more oranges. I think I used some purple here and there as well, but I have like a lot of orange undertones in this, and I really like that look. Yeah, and I, of course, love the hair, as I usually say. It's hair and skin, hair and skin. But I do like my backgrounds. I think it came out a lot better than one of the other ones that I did similar with like a bunch of colors in the back and trying to blend it. I don't know if I'm going to find it now. Yeah. I think it came out better than the Dreamy Fae. This looks a little bit less blended, and this looks more blended. So I think I've improved a little with this sort of background. Ooh, is that the last one I did? And guys, that is my halfway mark in Wildflower Folk. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you're new here and want to see more of this type of content, please consider subscribing. But thank you so much. I am so proud of this book. So I really loved showing it off. So I don't know if this video was more for me than for you, but there we go. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.